our switch in a Stay Fresh freeze dryer. Fairly simple process, and we'll walk you through it. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to move the camera, sorry about that shaking. And we are going to remove this side panel that has the air inlet filter and the vacuum attachment. And I'll be right back when we get that off. Okay, now that we have that panel off, we can see in here where there's some wiring, and on our cooling part there we have some dust and things that have built up on that. We're going to use a simple paintbrush and brush that off. What I use to remove the side panel, an impact driver with a Phillips bit. You can totally do this with a Phillips screwdriver. It'll just take you a little bit more time, but first and foremost, let's make sure our power is unplugged, since we're going to be dealing with that there, and it is 110 volts, so use caution. If you have this issue and there's something that you're not comfortable with, have an electrician do this, so safety is paramount in this. Mine is unplugged. I also have the vacuum pump unplugged just to make sure there's nothing there. And first I'm going to brush off the condenser here. This is real simple. We're just going to get that a little bit. Just, there we are. That's nice and clean. I am going to pause this real quick, and I'll be back when I can get zoomed in where that power is. Okay, we've got some light in there so we can see kind of what we're doing. This plug is pretty simple. If I can get that in frame. It just has 4 contacts on it. And they're just connectors that slide on and off. So this is very easy to do. Again, make sure your machine is unplugged from power completely before you move on with this. So hopefully you'll be able to see that on here. What we have is, this one popped off just because I moved it. So we have our inlet power, which is coming to the right side of the switch. We have a red and a white. And then our outlet of the switch, red and white, is on the left side if you're looking directly at it. So we're going to just wiggle those. They pop right off super easy. If you need, draw down on paper the way this is set up, or take a photograph on your phone so that we're able to make sure those go back in the right way, or your machine's probably not going to turn on. So I'm going to be in the way here for just a minute while it's in there tight, so it's going to take a little bit of work. Get that out of. I'm going to grab a flathead screwdriver. I'm in the way, I apologize. We're just going to put some pressure against the side here. And there we go. More. Give that a good pinch. So a good tight fit on there. I'm just going to kind of put pressure on those sides, and this will slowly come out. I know it's not good angle, but there we go. This switches out, it's seized. So Tim and the guys at Stay Fresh have been awesome to work with. They have sent me a new switch so we can get that put in. And this is going to be a fairly simple process. Just give it some pressure both directions. Okay. Remember our orientation. This is our inlet power. The white wire was on the bottom, like that. Red was on the top. Just give those a good push, a little bit of wiggle to go in. Our output, red on top, white on the bottom. And I'll put this yellow that was down here that popped off when I was doing that. Just goes right on. Very straightforward and simple. Hopefully you can see that. Sorry about moving. There is the new power switch in place. So I'm going to reconnect the power to that, and I'll be right back. We'll give this a quick turn on and see how everything's working. Get that out of the way. There we go. Should be able to see the LCD really good here. Right there. Alright, we're going to turn the switch on real quick. And we're powering up perfectly. Alright, I'm going to shut the switch back off. Disconnect the power. And sorry about the movement here. I'm going to replace this side cover. And I'll be back as soon as I have that back on. Alright, the power switch is back in. It's a fairly simple process. Again, if this is something that you have a problem with, get a hold of Tim at Stay Fresh. They're fantastic to work with on these issues. I have another giveaway. I have a set of 4 mesh silicone mats. These run just under $30 at Stay Fresh. They have provided these for me to give away to some lucky viewer. We're going to need 50 subscribers, 50 likes, and comment Tray Liner. And if we hit that within 2 weeks, I'll pick a winner and I will send these to you free of charge. If we don't, we'll keep these aside, give them away in the future. So like, subscribe, comment, and share, and we'll see you in the next video.